The champs are buzzing. New York Knicks, world champions. Let's go. Woo! What a performance, ladies and gentlemen. We did it. Congrats to the city, the fans, the players, organization. We're on top of the world, ladies and gentlemen. We did it. What a breakdown this is going to be, because the New York Knicks, man, have become immortal in the sporting landscape, man. Time magazine published a cover, and we're going to get through it, man. CT on the late night stream, man, spent the day buzzing, and I hope everyone's safe, well, and enjoying this, man, because this is for us. We did it. 53 years, and we did it on the road, right? How fitting it was as the New York Knicks gentlemen sweep the NBA Finals. San Antonio Spurs, man, commiserations, right? They'll be back, but the better team won, ladies and gentlemen. Nicholas, salute everyone out here. Some Knicks fans are probably celebrating on the street still with family, loved ones, wherever you are, man, worldwide. Man, this is for us. I love you guys, and I mean, this team, man, what can we say, right? Doubters, now everyone's believers, right? And it feels so sweet the way they did it, right? There's some Knicks fans maybe sleeping in dreamland. Even if you're awake, man, we're all still dreaming and buzzing, man. I'm just so happy for the players and the organization, man. It was done right, man. What a run. This will go down in history, and just the way it all came together. It was so special. Mitchell Robinson's offensive rebound, Jalen Brunson, MVP, right? Clyde Frazier in the building, Patrick Ewing there. And this has just been a lifelong, dream fulfilled for me to witness this. Man, Knicks fans older than me, I can only imagine how everyone is feeling right now. And we're going to celebrate. We're going to lap this up and live this up, man, for a long, long time, man, forever. And we're going to appreciate what these guys accomplished, man. Cat, Brunson, and the organization, top to bottom. Leon Rose pulling off these moves, man. Jalen Brunson, 45 points, one of the most iconic performances, man, in NBA history. OG Anunoby, Game 4 hero. But truth be told, man, it's a single one player out. I don't think is really going to do this too much justice, because every single player, man, played their role. And this team came together as a team, training camp, went through the ups and downs, man, and they climbed the mountain, man. Time magazine. Can't wait to get my Time magazine, in the words of George Costanza. Man, can't stand ya. Wembanyama, right, goes down as a loser in his first NBA Finals, man. And the New York Knicks will have a banner ceremony, ring ceremony to start next season. But first, we got the parade on Thursday. The city, man, is absolutely alive and buzzing. 2025, 2026 world champions, man. The banner is going to go up. The New York Knicks completed the first domestic treble, right? Winning the NBA Cup, the Eastern Conference Championship, and the NBA Championship. Let's go. And we have a friend. The 69, 70, 72, 73 banner, man, has a new friend. We are 3-time champions, right? Jalen Brunson's performance, man, will live in NBA history. 45 points. The rest of the team had 49. And it was an ugly game, man, but it was a game we'll watch forever, because there was just so many, heroic moments with Brunson late, right, chasing the Spurs down, coming from behind again after a slow start, but never saying die, never quitting, believing always, and the better team prevailed in the gentleman's sweep, right? once again, commiserations to the Spurs, man. Dylan Harper had a great performance, but the coaching performance of San Antonio, I think, left a lot to be desired. And Mike Brown, salute to him, changing and getting one step further, right? Two steps further, really. Finals, winning it all, and organization making the right calls when it was needed, right? The New York Post front and back page, man, they'll be getting framed. Everyone copying their merch, right? Selling out in stores across the world. OG Anunoby, man, that performance in Game 4, man, that'll go down in history forever. And the tip, right? What a play that was. And this team came together at the right time. But look, Game 5, we didn't want to go back to New York City, man. I wanted them to close it out. And I was very confident because playing on the road, this team is different. Right? Look at them celebrate in that locker room with the champs hat, man. The champs are here. The champs are here. And we're absolutely buzzing, man. First time in 53 years. And we are NBA champions once again, man. New York is the best city, basketball city in the world, right? Clyde Frazier, man, has to feel so happy and proud. And this image, fam, my boyhood hero, idol, growing up, man, this means everything to me. This means everything. To see Patrick Ewing, man, holding that Larry O next to the new idol, the new star, JB, superstar, 1A, B, C, D, E, F, G, whatever you want to call Jalen Brunson, Patrick Ewing, man. Generations passing the torch and championship DNA. Now, a lot of questions, a lot of conversations heading into what is going to be another big season. NBA draft is around the corner. Obviously, the Knicks have played up until the final day, and this is all new to all of us, but we're going to soak it in, lap it up, right? Parade on Thursday, and shout out to everyone out here, man. Appreciate y'all supporting the channel, sharing your journey with us, watching the content, and sharing your emotions and feelings right now as we see Mike Breen with Josh Hart sharing a special moment, man. What a special moment it was seeing hearing Mike Breen on the call, right? Iconic. We'll hear that forever as Knicks fans, as Mike Breen on the call for the first time in 53 years was able to call a Knicks championship win in enemy territory, full of Knicks fans though. And that was special, man. And finally, the job's finished, man. Right? The job wasn't finished heading into today. The job is complete. Mission complete. And we call ourselves champs, right? We're getting love from NBA neutrals, even some haters now tipping their cap. Boston fans I see online. I've seen Warriors fans. Obviously, there's still those haters. People going to downplay this situation, but we're in the history books, baby. Let us know how you plan to celebrate. Right, we've got Nicholas, Daniel, Berry, what's good? Replay squad. Smash that like button. We're NBA champs. Right. What was your favorite moment of this playoff run? Man, it was gritty all the way. And thanks to the Atlanta Hawks, thanks to the other food that we were able to defeat, right? A couple of sweeps helped us in the end, I feel. We were the fresher team, able to come from behind against San Antonio, a great defensive team, but the New York Knicks walked them down, right? JB walked them down, right? They doubted him as a second round pick, and now, right before he turns 30, JB is an NBA champ. OG Anunoby, extra shout out, two-time NBA champ as well. Mike Brown, now officially an NBA champ as a head coach, man, in his fourth NBA finals, I think, as a head coach. Four-time assistant champion. Now he's in the Hall of Fame. Cat's in the Hall of Fame. JB's in the Hall of Fame. First ballot. baby. Legacies are solidified, and it just feels so good, man. Seeing, look, Hart's emotional post-game press conference saying he found a home in New York, laid it all on the line, man, and the organization let him be who he is. And it was unbelievable the way everyone stepped up on this ride, right? Hart hit some tough free throws, right? Big time. Mitchell Robinson grabbing the rebound. This sealed the championship, right? As OG got fouled. He split a couple free throws as well. But man, what a low scoring game. The New York Knicks did it with their defense, slowing San Antonio down. And as I predicted, this series was going to be a situation where, San Antonio didn't quite have the go-to clutch player down the stretch. They're still figuring things out. And the New York Knicks knew who they are. They didn't need to figure things out because they already figured it out, right? They already figured it out. And Jalen Brunson now is etched in history as a finals MVP for the New York Knicks. And he is a bona fide superstar of this sport, this league. Put some respect now on the champ MVP, right? Wasn't even first team All NBA, right? Ends up winning a chip before Luka, right? Wins a chip before Damian Lillard, right? Just to name a few. Obviously, this chip is super special, man, being the first one to break the drought in New York City. We didn't need Giannis in the end, fam. We did not need Giannis. We did not need KD, Kyrie. We did not need LeBron, ladies and gentlemen. This feels so sweet, the way we did it, man. Look at the emotions of Bridges losing the finals, losing 4 in a row with Phoenix against the Milwaukee Bucks. Father and son, man, super proud moment. Karl Anthony Towns, what can I say about him, man? The narrative completely flipped during this playoff ride and run. And the Villanova squad, Leon Rose speaking at the podium, James Dolan speaking at the podium, finally heard from Leon, right? He did the job, right? Leon Rose got to speak after the mission was complete. And could this be a dynasty now? The Knicks will try to keep this core together. I think they'll go into the second apron and they'll be back to try to defend their NBA crown. Ladies and gentlemen, what they say is the first one is the sweetest, right? And the first of my lifetime. And today is one of the happiest days of my life because, look, as a young boy growing up in the 90s, when I fell in love with that team, man, they were scrapping in the finals against Houston. Losing that finals was heartbreak for me. And I've been living with that. We've been living with that ever since, right? The 99 was a fairy tale run, but, they were always up against it, against that Spurs team, right? But they got it done, man. We're all going to gloss and bathe in this championship with this merch as well, right? Definitely going to be copying this championship merch. Josh Hart, what a moment for him, right? Coming to this team, what a trade, one by one. Leon Rose assembled a team and they climbed the mountain, man. 94-90, man. A true 90s style victory and championship. So apropos because this ain't a team laden with superstars, but they got superstar DNA and championship DNA in their blood, right? Former players around the squad, letting these guys know what was at stake. Top to bottom, man, the organization did it. Fans came together. The coaching staff, the new coaching staff came together to get the best out of this team, man. And look, we were the better team. The Spurs, second best. Man, what a graphic this one is, man. Even former legends of the team able to live this after missing out And it all became possible, man. MVP because JB put this team on his back on the road, man. And I do think Jalen Brunson now is no worse than tied as the greatest Knick of all time. Um, Patrick Ewing's right there, Willis Reed, Clyde, but JB with this championship putting the team on his back as well to win finals MVP in this run, in this new age. He's solid, he's solidified as one of the greatest Knicks of all time. And his career ain't done yet, so he's more than likely going to go down as the greatest Knick of all time because he's still in his prime and he's got so much more he can achieve and accomplish. But look, just when they count him out, man, he's just all grit, all hustle, and deserves this crown, man. Same way the Dirk championship in Dallas was so special to finally get over the hump. But the New York Knicks, man, first time to the finals, straight victory, baby. We don't do L's. We make the finals, we win it, ladies and gentlemen, with this new squad. No more heartbreak. Right, we are the last ones standing. Right, world champions. And look at that scene, man, in San Antonio. How good does it feel, guys, to get that one back from 1999 to now? And with Jalen Brunson's father, Rick, on the coaching staff as well. He had a front row seat, and his son was built for this, man. Built through hard work and focus and sacrifice, too. Everyone played their part. I thought Jose Alvarado's performance in Game 4, we'll always remember that. But this game specifically, Cat got in foul trouble, fouled out, but he rebounded like a demon in the first half as well. OG's defense was unbelievable. Hart, can't say enough about Hart hitting that huge three. Hart had some big moments, man, offensively. Mikal Bridges did his part earlier in the series, helping us win Game 1, Game 2, the finals. Man, he's solidified. F them picks, ladies and gentlemen. Mikal Bridges is an NBA champ, right? We did it. All these moves, man, they paid off. Man, they paid their due. And they deserve this crown, baby. Next year, man, they're probably going to put the Knicks up against the Spurs in Christmas Day. OKC. Let's see if they come back. Indiana. I want a piece of Indiana, ladies and gentlemen. But yeah, all the haters got a front row seat to see this New York Knicks championship. And man, what a scene, right? Let the parties begin. And it was a historic day, man, for us, for our franchise. And I do think this run is just getting started. I do think this team will be hard to beat in the future if they stick together. And there's more things that they can add. I think some ball handling is key. We'll see what happens in the way of the younger guys. Diawara, Kolek didn't get many opportunities, but I think they would have been ready to produce if they got moments. How apropos seeing Jeremy Sohan, man, starting his career with San Antonio, finishing the possession on the floor in San Antonio on another team, helping them win a championship on that final possession, right? Didn't need to foul, 4 points up. OG did the work in this one. But yeah, the Knicks forced San Antonio into some tough jump shots, and San Antonio went cold. And I think it was a smart tactic. Spurs' best tactic was to get Wembanyama closer to the rim, but the Knicks were more physical. I think the Knicks had the bigs to help slow San Antonio down, take them down. And, you know, the versatility was key. Look, the Knicks didn't get much out of their bench, and that's something we're going to have to look at in the offseason and address. But look, everyone played their role up until this part. But I do think that the Knicks definitely got to look at some more scoring and ball handling off the bench. But Huck Porty played some minutes. He was trusted. in a pinch with foul trouble. But Mitch, man, what can I say about Mitch getting that offensive rebound? That was just icing on the cake in that one, boxing Wembanyama out, man. Those two went back and forth with the elbows, the gamesmanship. The New York Knicks did it ethically all the way. Wembanyama avoiding a flagrant, right, which was a flagrant. We all know what we saw with our own eyes, ladies and gentlemen. But the New York Knicks complete the double for the first time in NBA history. Well, NBA Cup champs and NBA champs, right? And Jalen Brunson now is on top of the world, man. The crown of New York on the throne. But yeah, role players played their part, and that's how you win NBA championships, ladies and gentlemen. I really like that Dallas chip because, yeah, Dirk Nowitzki was the superstar, but they had amazing role players: Sean Marion, JJ Barea, Tyson Chandler. They had, I think, a very similar team. I think people are going to try to compare this Knicks team to maybe the Detroit Pistons, but I think they're a lot more closer to that Dallas championship with Dirk. And how ironic, Brunson looked up to Dirk. Brunson's first year in the league was playing alongside Dirk. Let's not forget. I got the opportunity to meet Dirk Nowitzki, and I asked him about Jalen Brunson, and he said, we're going to miss him as an organization. We miss him. And look at him now. Look at him now. Paula, salute. Great to see you. I'm still on cloud 9. We ain't coming down anytime soon. Blessings, much love. Celebrate. We here. The champs are here. So proud of this squad. They did it ethically as well. And look, I predicted Knicks in 6. Never in my wildest dreams did I think we would win in 5. But yeah, the Spurs, man, they were tough opponents. Defensively, they gave us everything they had. I mean, they made life so difficult for Jalen Brunson, but yeah, he climbed the mountain, man, just like Rocky. This is a true Rocky Balboa story for JB, because look, he took his game to another level. Talk about hurting his ankle, still doing what he was able to do. Look at him move. A 7'6" alien on his hip as an undersized guard. Man, Becky Hammon, I don't want to hear nothing from her, man. She's irrelevant. And I'm so glad Jalen Brunson did not acknowledge her on the podium, right? As now we're putting Jalen Brunson alongside Mike. It's Jalen Brunson and Mike, ladies and gentlemen. I think Jalen Brunson surpassed Luka. He's definitely put himself alongside SGA. He's one of the faces of the league right now. He's better than Anthony Edwards. He's put a team on his back and taken them to a championship. So we're having a whole nother conversation right now. And some people are ready to have it. Some people ain't ready to have it. But yeah, Brunson's a winner, and you take that. Does he have the skill set of Luka? No. But he's a winner, and you take that over a Luka. You know, if you're building an organization. Defensively, what do they say about Brunson, man? They said he can't play D. Well, he's a finals MVP now, ladies and gentlemen. And he's a champ. He's a winner, right? He was built for this. Man, what a moment to share that with your pops. Unbelievable. But this was the play that should have got Wembanyama suspended. But guess what? We ain't need game 6. We ain't need game 6. Yeah, Paula says, JB said he didn't want to go home to play another game. Yet, look, NBA draft coming up. The off-season's going to be short. Yeah, these guys wanted to wrap it up. Killers, man. What are we, 4-0 in closeout games? Just special. Absolutely special. Championship DNA now, right? We're completely rewritten history of this organization now. For an organization that hadn't won nothing in 53 years, now we've won an NBA Cup, Conference Championship, and World Championship in the span of 6 months now. Now we are winning. We are a winning organization, winning habits, winning pedigree, ladies and gentlemen. We're full of winners and we play as a team with grit. And I can't give the coaching staff enough credit, man. They turned guys who weren't known for even playing any defense to being absolutely outstanding when it counted the most, right? Against a tough two-way team, a gritty team. Yeah, look, next season's going to be so fun because there's going to be banner night. There's going to be the ring ceremony too. And there's going to be some new royalty hanging at Madison Square Garden. The first team that's going to hang 3 banners, I feel. I think they will hang the NBA Cup banner now, but they'll also hang the conference championship too. How many players from this squad get their number retired? That's the thing. Obviously, while they're still playing, none of that's going to happen yet. Paula says, think about it. The whole playoffs were record-breaking for the New York Knicks. Yeah, you know, records are meant to be broken. And every now and then a focused champion comes along. Jalen Brunson, right? You know, when... I think it all started, you know, summer of 19. Kevin Durant, Kyrie Irving, you know. They decided to try to be, I don't know, hipster and went to Brooklyn, ducked the smoke. Those guys could have been legends, but maybe they wouldn't have got it done, man. But JB came along, Leon Rose built it from the ground up, hired Tibbs, got Randall, got some players to help us win, claw our way back to the playoffs. It started. And then the experience we got. Mitchell Robinson got valuable experience. Deuce McBride got valuable experience, man. We flipped RJ Barrett and quickly for OG. We got Josh Hart for a robbery with Cam Reddish and a pick. Josh Hart came in. We got Dante. We flipped him and Randall to get Cat. We got Mikal Bridges as well, man. Home run after home run after home run right now. There ain't even a debate about these moves anymore. That's what one championship does, right? That's how significant this championship is, ladies and gentlemen. There's no debating the RJ quickly trade. There's no debating. Well, there was never any debate about the Josh Hart trade, but the Randall Dante one. People were thinking Minnesota won that trade just 4 months ago, ladies and gentlemen. Minnesota were buzzing at some point. People thinking, you know, Cat wasn't the right guy. Cat wasn't the right fit. But the coaching staff, man, they got the best out of him. You know, he fulfilled his prophecy, his legacy, man. Shout out to Jackie, his late mother, who, you know, he keeps praising and being that angel from above, man, blessing Cat and you know, through this whole way. And there he is, man, on the front cover of the New York Post, who will have his number retired, will go down as one of the great Knicks big men of all time, right? No one's going to remember Cat fouling out of Game 5 because we won the chip, right? And he hit some tough shots, man. That shot where Cat earlier in the game, where the Knicks couldn't get anything going, I think they only had like 13 points. Remember that? The Knicks were stuck on 13 for like up until the second quarter or late in the first. Shot clock down. Cat hit a step back two. It was one of the toughest, ugliest shots I've ever seen, but it went down. And that got the Knicks going, fam. The skill set, the shooting of Cat still needs to be tapped into and still needs to be fully utilized, but that was a tough bucket. Man, Jose Alvarado, the hometown kid, right? He's absolutely speechless. And it's going to take days, weeks for all this to sink in properly. But, you know, the squad overall, I think they always had that potential. The bench got better from last season. The starters grew, faced each other in the mirror and ironed out their flaws. and put their best foot forward, fam. And we had enough. You know, we were the best team, the last team standing. Paula says that draft RJ and IQ. That was key. You know, hitting on some talent. Even Grimes got us. You know, that trade got us Bogdanovic, and then Bogdanovic got us Mikal. You know, the championship eclipse, all that. The picks for Bridges, the trade for OG, Josh, Alvarado. Yeah, look, and the hire of Mike Brown. You know, first time champion as a head coach. Man, talk about walking into the Hall of Fame now. 4-time champion as an assistant, champion as a head coach now. Been to the finals 3 times. Man, Mike Brown, salute. Give him his flowers and some, man. He came in and finished the job. And you guys might remember, man, when the hire was made, there was a lot of criticism. Oh, Mike Brown is a retread. You know, we tried to get 6 other dudes. Mike Brown was the last choice, the last option. Well, to hell with that. He was the right option at that time, and we took it. And we made that decision, and it paid off in the end, man. Leon Rose, right? Champion, president. Great to hear from Leon, man, on that podium. I got to rewatch that again and again and again. But he finally got to speak. Leon Rose let his actions do the speaking, and he delivered on the promise, man. Just 6 years ago, Leon Rose came on, and he said what he laid out the plan, the culture, winning environment, and trusting in each other. And these guys, man, are immortal right now, NBA champions, and are doing it for the OGs as well, man. This is special, man. Seeing Patrick, he was riding and dying. John Starks, need to get a picture of him holding that trophy, too. That's going to be real special. Yeah, I've ordered some cards of the OG Anunoby tip from the Topps collection, and there's going to be so much more memorabilia coming through. Paula says that's our coach. All those NBA players saying Mike Brown was never to take us to the chip. What are they saying now? Yeah, look, they ain't in the inside, you know. Sacrifices have been made. He got the best out of Cat, got the best out of Brunson. I mean, put players in their right spots to succeed. Like, gave Alvarado that platform to help us win Game 4. He lowered Josh Hart's minutes, was more flexible. I think with Josh Hart, Landry Shamet was more trusted. All the things that Thibodeau was too rigid with. And look, the stars were aligned, man. When San Antonio beat OKC, that's when I thought, that's it. That's our championship. I knew it would be tough, but I knew we were the better squad. Ladies and gentlemen, as you see champagne flowing in that Knicks locker room, absolute scenes. 53 years in the making, man. Cat is immortal now. Number 1 overall pick. Coming to the New York Knicks. What a trade that was, man. I was thinking about this the other day with Isaiah Hartenstein, man. What are some of these other people thinking that recently left the organization? Obviously, Dante would be a tough day to watch. He didn't want to get traded, but we don't get Cat without Dante. You also see Precious Achua. Shout out to Precious. Precious Achua tweeted out, you know, got roots in New York City. I saw his tweet where he was, you know, missing being part of this. But look at the OGs, that sacrifice. Starks. Oakley was in the building too, right? Oakley couldn't get into Madison Square Garden, but he was in the building to see a New York Knicks championship in San Antonio with James Dolan there. Yeah, the Spurs time's coming. Like, that's the thing. If you're a Spurs fan, if you're a Spurs fan, like they're going to have so many more opportunities. Like Wemby's only 22, but for us, it was a culmination of being the best team at the right time. That's what it's all about. Climbing to the top, but being sustainable. Right? That could be the most beautiful thing about this whole Leon Rose legacy. Right? Not just this championship. There might be more coming, ladies and gentlemen. Dare I say, we are going to get more chances to bring in some more hardware because of Leon Rose putting these guys together at the right age. Like this ain't even like the 2013 Knicks with Rasheed Wallace, on a broken foot, ready to retire. Chauncey Billups, coming in late. Melo and Camby, Kurt Thomas, and those guys. Prigioni in his mid-30s. That wasn't sustainable for a long period of time. This is, right? We ain't even in the second apron yet. And yes, we might have to sacrifice a player or two. Who knows? They might sacrifice some pay cuts to keep this all together. But the Knicks have got draft picks as well. We weren't in that position before. And look, OG's only 28. Cat's, 30. Hart 31. Jalen Brunson's turning 30. Mikal Bridges, 30 as well. I mean, things break right, man. We can find ourselves in the big dance a couple more times, in the next few years. Obviously, it's tough to get back, but we'll see, man. I think the Knicks have laid down the gauntlet, too. The Tassie Knicks represent. Let's go. New York Knicks are champs. Yeah, look, next year, I think the Knicks know they can finish fourth or third and still make a run, still be the best team in the playoffs. That's the most important thing, in my opinion. You don't need to finish number one. Look at Detroit. They gassed out. They didn't have the juice. They ran out of nos. And then you had Cleveland the year before. They ran out of juice as well. So you don't need to treat the regular season like it's the championship run. You just got to stay healthy, keep it going, finish in the top 4, get home court in the first round, and then make your run. Make your run during the playoffs, Championship DNA. Now, ladies and gentlemen, we built for this now. I mean, what a resume Brunson's got. 2-time championship with Villanova, NBA championship before he turns 30, finals MVP, NBA Cup, right? Multi-time All-NBA. And he's a legend now in this city, right? NBA legend right now. Kids are going to be growing up thinking, remember Jalen Brunson? That Brunson performance? What a run, man. 45 points in the closeout. Paula says it. And we do have our first round pick, so we can do something with that. Yep, go get another piece. Yeah, there's going to be some teams still coming, but we're the Kings now. And I tweeted this out, but the NBA title goes through the East. Now, ladies and gentlemen, I ain't hearing that noise about West. All that fluff about, the championship goes through the West. That's BS, ladies and gentlemen. The championship goes through the East, baby. Oklahoma ran out of juice. San Antonio, they ain't ready yet. Right? De'Aaron Fox, whew, man. Glad we get to duck that conversations. Right? De'Aaron Fox is going to get killed in San Antonio over this summer, fam. The Tassie says JB is the king. The king is here. Definitely. And yeah, we don't have to finish first. Give the team more rest. Let the rookies and the young guys play more and develop. Yeah, big season for Diawara. Dardier has got a taste of all this now. Kolek. We might get to keep Clarkson just as a locker room vet, for that regular season run. Keep guys fresh. LB, great to see you, fam. the East been better than the West. I've been over that West is better than the East narrative, right? That's done. There was only two good consistent teams, OKC and the Spurs. Yeah, Lakers flamed out, Rockets flamed out, Minnesota ain't all that. And they're going to have to make more sacrifices as well. So, I mean, what a squad this is, right? The vision, the shooting of Cat, the heart of JB as well, the muscle of Josh Hart, the finesse of OG, the finesse of Bridges, the grit of Mitchell Robinson. I mean, every piece played their part. Everyone came together, and now go get paid. These guys, yeah. Paula Fox is getting killed. Too arrogant, really. Those pull up mid ranges. I mean, I knew the Spurs weren't going to shoot that well again. They emptied the clip. They emptied the clip in game 4, fam, and they still lost. Right. The thing about this Knicks squad, man, can they entertain? Like, we didn't just witness just a dull, boring NBA Finals win, and everyone's talking about it. They gave us cardiac. They gave us thrilling performances. What a ride. What a ride it's been to get to this point. Could not be more proud. This team is just so much more likable compared to last season's team. Like, the offense under Thibodeau, I know he produced winning results for the most part, but it just was not sustainable. And Indiana taught us a lesson. They taught us that you've got to trust more guys. They taught us that the regular season is just regular season, and you've got to make your run in the postseason and save some energy. They taught us the ball movement works, the player connection and trust in the squad. And I think Mike Brown brought the best out of everyone, man. For me, I would love to keep as many of these guys, man, whatever it takes to bring everyone back. Because I think we can still add a few things on the margins. We do have the first round pick, the 24th pick. Salute to Raymond Torres as well in the building. Shout out and congrats. Congrats to you. Congrats to everyone. We did it. This is for us. And we're going to be going for back-to-back titles next season, man. How exciting is that? To try and defend our crown now, man. We're building something bigger than just one championship. Like I said, Leon Rose, yeah, he came here to break the drought, but we've done that now. Mission accomplished. Okay, so what's the next mission? Let's keep winning, man. All I do is win, 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 no matter what. And everyone's got that taste. And you know what they say, when you win, it becomes addictive. Bam, you want to win again and again and again, man. If JB can win another title, JB and Cat together can win a second title together, man, we're looking at a dynasty. We're looking at something that's, an NBA historic dynasty if the Knicks can do it again, right? And they've got the chances because they're young. They're young enough, fam. They ain't over the hill. Where does Giannis go? That's a great question. That's going to shake up the East, I feel. I still say that we, add a few tweaks to the bench. Would like a taller shooting guard that can maybe handle and dribble a bit more. Look, Landry, legend. Landry Shamet, legend. Vets minimum. Would love to keep Landry, but if you can make an upgrade, you try and do it. Deuce McBride's only got one more year left. Really disappointing finals run from Deuce McBride. But guess what? He did his job. He's an NBA champion. He'll forever be a Knicks legend. Yeah, there will be some tough calls to make. Ideally, the draft picks that you did recently, like Diawara, Kolek, and Dardier, ideally 2-3 of those guys are the future, and you see what they look like in the summer preseason and push them along. You might not need a Jordan Clarkson moving forward. But he would be good to keep on the squad. Alvarado's going to stay. But Alvarado's not going nowhere, man. They'll find a way. Even if it's he plays out the final year and then an extension after that. I don't think Alvarado is going to cost too much money. So I do think you got to keep Alvarado for that ball handling. Kolek, I think, should stick around as well. But if you can add one more bona fide, 6'5", 6'6", 6'7" shooting guard with good handles, then we'll be right back there, baby. I think we'll be going deep into the postseason next season, man. If we can add a little bit more scoring off the bench with some extra ball handling, that's what's holding this team back a little bit. Like I said, we got the most juice we squeezed out of Landry Shamet. Deuce McBride, we'll see if he can, continue to develop his game. But let's see if Kolek can come in and really force his way into this team. That's what you need to keep going and build a dynasty. You need that next hungry lion that's want to force their way into this rotation, right? If you're a Kolek, okay, you've seen it now. You've gotten small chances. You're a champion. Kolek would be pushing in this summer to try to force his way into this team and say, "Hey, I'm Jordan Clarkson. Thanks. I'm the future. I'm going to try to steal that spot." Landry's still young enough, so I would definitely try to keep Landry at a reasonable price. I'm not ready to pay nothing crazy. But yeah, the regular season's a grind. As JB hits 30, Josh Hart is 31, Bridges as well played a lot of mileage. Ideally, you want to keep these guys fresh for the postseason, and I think next regular season we need some more guys to eat up some innings. And hopefully it's Diawara, Kolek, maybe some Dardiers, some 4-pack. What do you guys think? Paula says, I love this team so much, just like the 90s. Yeah, like a great comparison, special. I'm just proud of the way they did it on the defensive side as well. LB wants Dante back. I think Dante will become a Knick again at some point. But let him heal up. Let him recover from the Achilles. Yeah, the shooting and the ball handling of Dante. Yeah, the grit. I mean, Dante's a dog. The way he stepped to Indiana was something I'll never forget in that postseason run. But yeah, it was a tough decision. Dare I say it was probably Leon Rose's toughest decision, along with maybe trading Julius. The Julius Dante trade was by far the most difficult in terms of all the moves. The other moves were like, okay, like it is what it is. You need OG, go out and get him. Hart was a no-brainer. Macau was probably required a little bit of thinking, but not really because it was Bogdanovich and picks. But yeah, losing Dante was a tough pill to swallow, and he would have been a perfect fit on this team still. But we got good replacement out of Landry with him. Let's see what plays out, man. The thing is about another reason about being a winner now is veterans. Look at this run. Players will want to play with Jalen Brunson now. It's like, I want to go there, ladies and gentlemen. Players calling their agents. Hey, I saw what's happening, man. Get me to New York. The same thing that happened to Clarkson, Yabu. Right? Players are going to be like, yeah, man, I could help the Knicks repeat. Right? Let's go back to back. Right? I want to play with Brunson and Cat. Right? Maybe some of these free agents on some lower salaries, right? But look, it's crowded. It's crowded right now. Everyone's going to want a piece of the pie. If y'all don't know as well, the thing I'm most happy about too, this situation is these guys are going to get paid more in terms of bonuses. Right? The team that wins the NBA Finals, they get a sizable bonus. So all these two-way players like McCullough, Trey Jemison, even lower salary players like Shamet, Deuce, Jordan Clarkson, all these guys that sacrifice, man, they got the extra bread coming their way. They got paid a little bit more for the NBA Cup, but right now they're going to be getting like another half a milli, roughly. Some players might be earning a full mil, but some of these other players are going to be earning half a milli or a couple hundred K with all the bonuses. There's basically a player playoff pool bonus, and the part of the pool goes towards each team that finishes in the playoffs. But as you advance each round, and as you win the finals or you become runners up, there's a pot of money that goes to that team, and the New York Knicks just earned themselves some extra pot, ladies and gentlemen. So that's another reason why they're ready to celebrate. Marvin's in the building. Great to see you. Pat Riley, yeah, he misses out on that opportunity now. A lot of people are missing out on these opportunities. Isaiah was the one I was thinking about because, yeah, he took that bread. Yeah, he won one chip in OKC, but he missed out on winning a special chip. The thing is, ain't no one really going to be remembering Isaiah Hartenstein, right? That chip pales in comparison. That's almost irrelevant compared to this New York Knicks championship now. And Isaiah Hartenstein, thank you for making that decision, because we wouldn't have got Karl Anthony Towns in that transaction. Well, not part of that transaction, but in the summer, the same team, the same time. LB, Alvarado is definitely staying. So I honestly see Tyler going to one of the expansion teams in this expansion draft. Yeah, that's something to look out for too. There will be an expansion draft. Let's see what plays out with that one, fam. Even a point forward. I know we got Diawara, but if we could get like another point forward, there's a couple guys I like. The St. John's guy, definitely. If we could get a guy who's 6'6", 6'7", 6'8", that can dribble the ball, more dribblers basically, and I think we're going to be even more dangerous now that we've unlocked the passing of Karl Anthony Towns in this new offense. Right, that is going to be special with more ball handling out there, right? So we did it, ladies and gentlemen. And Josh Hart said, it's been a heavy jersey to wear, but today it feels the lightest it's ever felt. And the pressure now is off, right? The first one's the hardest, right? Once you get that monkey off the back and you break the shackles, now these guys, man, I think we're going to be the team to beat once again out east. These guys' chemistry together now, going through this run, they're going to be even more battle tested, even more difficult to beat. Yeah, Hart's kid, man, that was a cute moment, man. There was so many special moments. Pacome, yeah, Jemison, McCullough. We've got two rookies that we're going to come in if we take those draft picks as well. So we are going to have to make some tough decisions to fill out the rest of this squad. But look, we'll have plenty of time, man, in the coming weeks. Obviously, this next week is just going to be all about just soaking this in and celebrating, man. Never take this for granted. But I do think that probably a guy like Clarkson, maybe Pacome Dardier might get moved on. I do think there's probably a question mark over Tyler Kolek. He might want more opportunities, but with Brunson and Alvarado here. But I think there's plenty of minutes to go around in the regular season. I think Kolek could, he definitely play all the back-to-backs. He should definitely play, Brown should keep it at a 10, 11-man rotation in the regular season. Keep guys fresh, But yeah, we'll see. Roster spots are scarce right now. Thing is, this bandwagon, man, it's only growing. People are going to want to be more part of this. Like I said, I don't really think money's going to be too much of an issue for some of these guys too. Like Landry, like I said, just earned himself another good amount of money from this player pot, you know, from this pool. And knowing the guys that I know, that Brunson, Cat, Bridges, OG, all these guys are earning, they're earning bread. So they might be like, hey, you guys take the rest of that pot, you know, the NBA Finals bonus pot. They might be like, hey, Landry, you want to come back next season? Yeah, we'll give you a couple of milli from this bonus pot. That might that might sway things in terms of him coming back on the cheap. Um, Deuce McBride, I think will be back. He's got one more year, but we'll see what happens at the trade deadline next season. I know the Knicks love Deuce, but they also don't want to lose players for nothing. And if they know they can't pay Deuce, if a rookie steps up, I do think Deuce has probably become a little bit more expendable given what we were able to accomplish, given Deuce's performances as well. You have to be honest. Deuce definitely regressed after the injury. Um, but look, we're getting a little ahead as well. But look, the off season's going to be short because you can't you celebrate, but yeah, just know that there's chance to do even more special things. You know, try to go back to back, get back to the finals again. The Knicks will have a great chance to bring home a second chip. Um, yeah, LB says Deuce might be due um, for a contract, so I don't think we'll be able to keep them. Uh, Mitchell Robinson too. That's going to be a tough decision with Mitch, right? The Mitch Cat tandem, it works. You know, one's offensive minded, the other one's defensive minded, and I think they balance each other out. But yeah, depends what Mitch is going to get paid, man. I think the Lakers, there's going to be heaps of teams. Look at Mitch's ability to change games. Now, still a little annoyed that Mitch hasn't, you know, improved the free throws. It's been 7, 8 years, and he's still shooting, you know, the hard line drives to the basket, and he still can't put any elevation on the free throws. But what he do, what he can do is special things with the rebounding, with the putbacks, the defense. What about the maturity? What about the maturity of Mitch? Ever since he came in, he used to be more foul prone, and the way he carried himself this playoff run and this finals run, Mitch didn't do no boneheaded things. Like, it's only the free throws that annoyed me. But aside from that, Mitch was an absolute hero because he defended. He was the ultimate role player. Didn't complain. He set great screens. He blocked shots. Yeah, he is one dimensional, but he's very good at what he does. But yeah, he's going to get paid. So, you know, the Knicks might be looking to draft another big man. I'm not convinced with Huck Porty. Yeah, as a third big, he did his job, stepped in. But, you know, you can definitely look at certain positions that you can upgrade. But for now, man, every guy is on this squad this season, man, is going down as a legend for having done what they did. You know, think of the adversity, man. People thought we couldn't get past Detroit. People thought we couldn't even get past Boston. And those guys got in their own way. We didn't even need to deal with them, you know? So it was a case of we took down who we needed to take down, you know? Cleveland in a sweep. How pretty was that? Philly in a sweep. I mean, this is the greatest run, one of the greatest runs to the championship in NBA history, man. Michael Jordan would be proud and happy of these guys. The killers, Kobe, would be happy the way these guys handled their business, man, and finished it off. Jose, man, the hometown kid. What what a special story, man. What another great trade from the trade deadline. Jose Alvarado played his major role, man. He said it. He called it the best 8 points of his career in Game 4. That Game 4 will live on forever, man. It's one of the greatest Nick games and NBA classics of all time, man. The next big comeback in an NBA Finals or playoff, it'll the Knicks Game 4 will be in the conversation. It'll be brought up, you know? And that is the blueprint now, man. Never quit, never say die, man. Shout out to Villanova. Shout out to Jay Wright for cutting these guys, for crafting, helping them craft their grit, their skill set, and the winning mentality coming in as a pro, man. I think the biggest story is staying in college. If you look at this, right? Look at all these guys. Deuce McBride stayed in college. Hart stayed in college. Mikal Bridges, Jalen Brunson stayed in college. Work on your game. Don't come to the NBA until you're ready. You know. Obviously, Cat was different. Mitchell Robinson, you know, raw, very big man, very raw talent. Um, Coming in, and they came straight through. Um, you know, but look at these guys, man. They did it. The OG Game 4. Yep. I think OG, multiple years in college as well. Um, Even the Hawks. Yeah. You know, people talking ish like Dyson Daniels was going to shut down Jalen Brunson, or Sarah Thompson was going to shut him down. He walked down Stephon Castle and Dylan Harper. Damn, Jalen Brunson. Right, what a killer. A silent killer. Man, 45 points, man, in an NBA closeout finals game, man. Like I said, he deserves to be alongside Michael Jordan with these comparisons now, because those are the numbers that he's putting up. You know, yeah, they worked on their game. Michael Jordan stayed in college as well. You know, come to the pros when you're ready, right? You ain't got a long career, so be ready when you get to the pros. You want to be ready to win straight away. Um, and look, the Spurs have got time. They hit on their draft picks. But yeah, man, De'Aaron Fox, man, what a story that'll go down as with Mike Brown coaching De'Aaron Fox, getting him fired, and then he comes in as the Knicks head coach to take down San Antonio, man. I'm just so glad the good guys won, man. The good guys won because the arrogance of that Spurs squad, man. So the Spurs and the Knicks faced each other 8 times this season, and the final head-to-head will finish 6 to the Knicks, 2 to the San Antonio Spurs, and we're including the NBA Cup. 8 games, 6-2. That's a complete domination. The Knicks are the better team. Man, Spurs won one regular season game, and then they won game 3. Obviously, the New York Knicks had a chance to win that one as well. And look, the Spurs are a great team. I'm not saying they're not. They had their moments to try to close us out in a lot of these games, but guess what? They didn't go for the kill. You got to go for the kill when you're playing these killers, man. Look at Clyde, man. So happy that Clyde got to see a championship. Shout out to all the former Knicks that we've lost as well. Any Knicks fans and Knicks family that we've lost along the way. There's been a lot. Al Troutwig, Brendan Brown. I know they're close friends and family of our Knicks family and friends of our show, our program. We've lost former Knick great players as well. But yeah, this is for everyone. Karl Anthony Towns' mother, Jackie, like I said, Knicks fan. Got Cat becoming a Knicks fan as a kid growing up. So just absolutely special day, man. one of the best days of our life, ladies and gentlemen. Soak it in, live it up, man. We don't get to experience this all the time. And man, next week, this week, and next week, what a parade there is going to be, man. And the Mount Rushmore of New York, the New York Knicks, right, becomes an even bigger conversation now that the Knicks have made this history, right? Peace to everyone out here, right? Those are all the words I've got right now, but there'll be many more coming. We'll be live with EJ coming up soon. There'll be some guests come on, and we'll do some giveaways as well. But as everyone else is waking up or still awake, I'm sure, partying, stay safe, and stay blessed, man. Love you all. And we've got the New York streets, the champs, a buzzing.